action.
Awesome. Well done.
It's okay. Yeah.
Done that before?
Nah. I don't know if I've done it right.
You can come again. No, it looks absolutely fine. I'm going to leave that there. Muktadir, welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming all the way to Leeds. How was the journey up?
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't too bad, to be honest. The traffic wasn't too bad.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to get straight into the thick of it.
Sure.
You know what they say, time is money, and so let's just rock on. Just to break the ice a little bit, what do you prefer, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay, you didn't even have to think about that, did you? Beach holidays or city breaks?
That's a tough one. Beach holidays.
I'm with you in that one. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Netflix binge watch or a board game?
Depending on my mood, but I'll say Netflix.
Netflix. And pineapple on your pizza?
Nah.
No, we've just lost half the audience. You do realise that. Are you an early bed or a night owl?
I'm early bed.
Okay. How early is early?
Early is 10:30, 11.
That's a lazy morning. How can early bed be 10:30?
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say 5 a.m. or something.
I don't know, but for me that is
all right, fair enough. Easily done. Do you prefer concerts or comedy shows?
Comedy shows.
Yeah, life's too serious, isn't
Yeah,
it? Winter or summer sun?
definitely summer this time of the year.
And do you prefer texting or talking?
I prefer talking because I feel like you build relationships.
Yeah, 100%. Camping or 5-star hotel?
5-star. I'm a luxury person.
Awesome. Well, great start. You got 10 out of 10. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah. Didn't know there was a score.
There's always surprises.
Yeah.
Always surprises. So, listen. Thanks for that little bit of an icebreaker. We get to know. We've got to know you a little bit more. I definitely know that on a Saturday night, if there's pizza on call, not to get you a pineapple on there.
Exactly.
So we know what we're eating for food. For today's podcast, for our audience that are tuning in, listening, and watching this as well, just tell us in your own words, what do you do and who do you serve?
Okay, so my name is Muktadir Choudhury, and I own an award-winning marketing and web design agency. We help B2B and B2C business. For B2B, if they're struggling with qualified leads, and who doesn't, all service-based business needs more leads, we help them grow and scale online. For B2C, if they try to sell their physical product or digital product online, we create their store and we send direct traffic to the store and grow and scale their business online as well.
Wow, awesome! What an exciting time to be in the business you're in, because the digital landscape has never been more exciting than it is now. You know, with so many people moving into online e-com and using it as an opportunity to grow in business. So we get an idea of scale. Are you a one-man army? Do you have 10 people, 100 people? What's the size of the business and what's the geography as well?
Sure. So we are a small team. We've got a team of 8 people. Each person's got their role. So we've got I've got 2 people doing the web dev stuff. So developing the website. We heavily leverage AI. And we've got marketers as well. So I've got a person that does SEO, someone does Meta ads, someone does Google ads. And my job as a founder, and I believe all founders should do that as well, is to get more people through the door, the sales and the marketing. Because you as a founder, I believe, is the only person know your business more than anybody. And if you can't sell to a potential client, how do you expect your team members to do? So I always lead from the front line.
Awesome. So you do a mix of B2B, B2C.
Yeah.
Is it a 50-50 split, or does it lean more one way?
I think I would say about 60-40, 60 B2B and 40 B2C.
Okay, awesome. So right now, with 2026, e-com and lead gen is a hot topic. AI is a super hot topic. What is winning right at the moment? What's your advice on a business that is going to come to you, and what is the main thing? What's the main ingredient that you're finding is winning at the moment?
What I find is winning at the moment is a business that has a customer focus on mind. What do I mean by that? So instead of trying to just win business for and looking at in terms of monetary value and trying to win many business, win like selective few ones that's within your ideal customer profile, your ICP, but serve them well. Once you serve few people that's within your ICP, your ideal customer, because not everyone's going to be your customer, only certain people, your target audience. They'll promote your business automatically to other people they know. Business owners know other business owners. So by doing that, what you're doing is building brand. It's all about building brand. And as a founder as well, I would recommend is put yourself out there. Go on social media. Don't be afraid of going in front of a camera and talking about your business, providing educational value, because what that will do is build your personal brand, and people buy from people they like and trust. And if you look at those successful businesses, those tech billionaires and that, like Elon Musk and that, he's more valuable than some of his company. Why? Because he's going out there on podcasts, he's going out there on social media, educating people. It's all about that at the moment, and it's not about winning many business. Even if you have small customer base, as long as you serve them and promote you.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
But I totally agree. They misunderstand ICP and they think, I've got this t-shirt business and this t-shirt, everybody wants to buy a t-shirt, everybody wears a t-shirt. Difference of selling a t-shirt which is £2 versus a t-shirt which is maybe £60.
Exactly.
So I think that is so powerful. Whole brand and a lifestyle approach that they've positioned that t-shirt on, and someone else will say, well, it's only a t-shirt. I get the same t-shirt for £2 from XYZ journey of growth. We've labeled this podcast, the theme that we're talking to most founders is 110 100. How does it look like going from £1,000 to £10,000 months? What does it look like to go from £10,000 to £100,000 months? Because you've got to wear a different hat, or in my case, a different turban when you're going from that kind of growth journey. Do you find you're working with startups on the 1 to 10, or is it mature businesses from the 10 to 100?
Yeah. So that's a really, really good question. And I'll speak from someone, say, who's starting their business, say, it's been 6 months, a year they started. What approach do you take? How do you scale your business? So first of all, I would say it's all about your ideal customer profile, your ICP. First, you probably don't know who that is. So I would take the scattergun approach, where I would, depending on what business model you have, who you're serving, whether it's B2B or B2C, go out there, talk to many business owners, see if they need your service, rather than try to narrow down who's your ideal customer is. Once you serve different industry and different business, automatically through experience, you will know what businesses aligns with your culture as a business, and what businesses you enjoy working with. Because at the end of the day, you have to enjoy with you're not going to get along with all customers. You might get along with certain customers. So and some businesses you might be able to help them more than others. So at the start, I'll do something called scattergun approach, where you approach different businesses and find who through doing that for the 6 to 12 months, you'll know who is your ideal customer profile. Because some business, they don't know who it is. Say an e-commerce brand that's selling t-shirt, they probably target everybody to see who likes their t-shirt, for example. That's just an example. But
Sure.
Once you've done that and you know who is your ideal customer profile is, go after that with the business to certain turnover. So if you're scaling from, say, 10,000, so if you're trying to scaling from 1,000 to, say, 10,000, I would take the scattergun approach, where I approach different businesses. Once I hit that 10K a month, then from 10K to 100K, it's all about laser focus with your ideal customer profile, your ICP, and you want to target business owners that's actually got the money. And I see a lot of business trying to go approach a business. It doesn't matter how good of a sales or marketer you are. If the business cannot afford your service, they cannot afford your service. It could be the greatest sales. And I see a lot of people getting disencouraged because they don't qualify that business before they pitch to them. And when you go from 10 to 100, it's not about saying yes to everybody, is saying yes, no to 80% of the businesses, and only the 20% or even the 10% that's within your ICP, that's got the budget, maybe the certain turnover of a business that you want to work with. And that's how you scale. And then that 10% becomes 5%, and you narrow it. And when you're trying to go from 100,000 to a million to 2 million, 5 million, you have to be even narrow who's your ICP is and who you say yes to.
Wow, that's again a lot to unpack and a lot of really valuable insights there. That fall in love with selling a glass or water, or whatever the product is, because that's what they think is amazing. But they don't validate that there's a need in the market. They don't realize, and I think if people even did every year or less or more, every so often just revisited, is the problem still the same?
Speed when it comes to business, and that's very important, especially when you're a small business. I see a lot of small business, they caught up in getting their website perfect. They're selling e-commerce brand online. And she wanted to create the app and everything as well. She need to get all the product first. I can't say what the product is, but it's a physical product. But before she brought the inventory from China or wherever she's what she did was she created a simple landing page with a wait list, and then what she did was market that. Before she spent a penny on inventory, she wanted to build an email list, and once she done that, then she started the business. So what she was doing is, like, instead of what most people would have done in her case is find a right product fit, get the logo done, get the website done, get the product, test the product, wait 7 months or even a year, then launch the product, spend hundreds of pounds on marketing, and realize no one is interested in the product while she's got hundreds of inventory sitting at her office or something. What she done was opposite. She created a simple landing page, did a simple Facebook ads, spent about £100 and see if there's an interest there. When she knew there was a lot of people interested in building and sign up on the waiting list, she then told them, look, the product's not ready. She refunded them anyway, like the people that put deposit on this. But what she realized is there's a demand for the product. Now she could, confidently, get source the product and then get the website done properly and start selling the product. And she's got all the email list, and she know that product's gonna sell. And that's the approach I would take nowadays. It's about speed. Go there, do the marketing and sell, because that's that's the lifeline of your business, isn't it? Marketing and sell. Everything else you could do, the operational task, hiring, office, you could do that later on.
I want you to say that one part really slowly so our audience really sit down and process what you said there. The market research is so valuable because that's the lifeline of the business.
Yes.
And I want our audience to really just think about that, because you're so right. I love that campaign, that waitlist concept, because it just validates that. Is there a need there? Is there a product there?
Exactly.
For anyone who's in their infancy, let's break that down a bit further. If someone wants to tomorrow set up a business, how would you recommend, if they're approaching you, what's the process? Landing page, meta ads, campaign, etc., etc., etc. What's the target of that wait list? Is it 100? Is it less? Is it more? At what point? What's the KPIs or the trigger points to say this is going to flop, this is not working, this is working? Just break that down. Let's go through them steps.
Yeah, sure. It also depends on your business model. So
absolutely.
So if it's a B2C, say you're selling a physical product,
sure,
what I would do is I would contact the supplier. This is what I would do. Say I was selling this glass or something, sure, or mug. What I would do is, first of all, I'll contact the supplier, get a sample,
sure,
do an organic TikTok video properly, or other social media, go into other social media, Instagram, TikTok, and just talk about it and say, look, guys, I'm starting a business, I'm sourcing this product. If anyone will be interested, leave a comment down and let me know. You'll be surprised if people will then be all open with the ads Meta ads, Facebook, Instagram ads, and look at the attraction. How many people? If you see a lot of people are signing up, a lot of people are wanting to buy your product, there's an attraction there. That in the UK or anywhere, setting up a business is the easy part. Anyone could do that. You go in company house and you pay £35, £40, whatever it is, and you're a business owner.
What's the timeline and what's the cost for that? It's ballpark. What we're looking
Sure.
at. What's the timeline and what's the cost for that? It's ballpark. What we're looking
Sure.
at. Let's keep it functional. No branding, no logos. I'm gonna break this down. Keep it functional. No branding, no logos. I'm gonna break this down. I just want to see how it got legs. I trust you can make sites, but I don't know if people want to buy this. So I want to fail fast. I want to build a landing page. I want to do the ads. I want to break.
If you're just testing it out, I would say I'll do for like 600 because
I want to break.
If you're just testing it out, I would say I'll do for like 600 because obviously. If you're just testing it out, I would say I'll do for like 600 because obviously you're just testing the water. Once that's done, that's going to take around a week and a half, 2 weeks. Waiting list. People, if they're interested in the product, they will. If they're interested in the product, they will. Put the detail for the waiting list. So we do that. Put the detail for the waiting list. So we do that on the landing page. On the landing page when you create the landing page with the scarcity.
I'm gonna keep jumping in.
We got list 1,000 email list on the backend database.
So press pause.
1,000 email list on the backend database.
So press pause. We've got the landing page.
30, 40 people. That's not enough to validate a product. You need to run a paid ads. Meta ads is the best because that's most cost effective. Google ads is a bit more expensive. These people, the 1,000 people say, look, we are launching this product next week or 2 days time or 3 days time. Yeah. On the back end, now you go and build a website.
From you guys, from your dev team. It's cost us £1 a month or £1 for 3 months for a Shopify site. We've got £300 worth of ad spend. Is there some kind of management fee on top of that 300 ad spend for the Meta?
Yeah, that's included.
That's included. Okay, brilliant. So we've got 800 for the dev, 300 for the ad spend. So we're at £1,100. Let's just put another £100 just for miscellaneous things. Coming back to the landing page, is there any key information? So we need to have the product, we need to have the price point, and we need to communicate scarcity.
And also the USP of the product, basically the unique selling point of the product, like the functionality, how does it differ from other product? So depending on the product, what it is.
Have all of that on that one landing page, exactly. so there's no ambiguity.
Exactly.
They know exactly what they're going to get. They see the product front and center. Okay, fantastic.
And if you could get some sort of UCG, user generated content about the product, someone's using the product or depending on the product, if they're using it out.
Would you recommend that even for this first just 30
testing? 30
second video?
Video,
and what should you budget for that? I'm just trying to package this up so we know what this looks like and feels like.
I mean, you could even, the manufacturer, to save some money, if you ask the manufacturer, that they're selling to other vendors as well. Course. So just tell them, like, do you have any UCG video of that product? They'll give it to you bare bone UCG. You don't need to be anything fancy.
Nothing special. It's just the product.
And you could even further refining using AI if you want to. So
of course.
Nowadays there's tools out there.
So we've spent about £1,200. We've got a website. We've got some traffic coming to that website. And you're saying timelines 2 weeks, 4 weeks?
To run the campaign.
To run the campaign,
I would leave it for at least a month because you have to give Meta enough time to find your target audience and everything. Ideally, the longer the better. Bare minimum a month, but I'll ideally say 2 months or 3 months. Build the email list because that's money printer in the long term. Because when you do email marketing, you'll be making that money back.
How interesting. Okay, and you get 500 plus subscribers, you've got an email list, you've got your product, you can validate. If you've got less than 500 subscribers, you realize actually it's a bit weak, hasn't performed as well as the one. Shelve that, let's go to the next product.
You could test different products.
Don't do a glass, do a mug.
Exactly.
And move on.
Just repeat the cycle. Or even you'll know after, you don't even have to wait till say 1 week went by and you got 0 people registered. Just kill you off after 1 week. If you go 0 after 1 week, what's the chance you're going to hit the 500 in 3 weeks? You know what I mean? But even after
Awesome.
4 or 5 days, if you got zero subscription, ideally after you should be at least getting 5 or 10, a bare minimum, people opt into your landing page.
Okay, so that's for B2C e-com site. Very clear.
Yeah.
Thank you. What about someone who's B2B? So a business is setting up a service. He wants to do live streaming for events. How does he do that same, build a landing page and build a wait list to validate if there's a demand in the market?
Okay, who is your ideal customer? Like,
That's a great question. I suppose it could be partner organizations, so events companies that are already doing events, but we want to partner with them to white label the live stream element. They've already got the event. We're not that. This company doesn't want to do the event. It wants to just do streaming on the day. So it could be like that, or it could go direct to event organizers. You know, corporate clients are always doing events, saying, look, if you want your event live streaming, you know, what would be your approach to say, using the same formula or framework, how would you approach that market?
Yeah, sure. So you're gonna target
B2B.
B2B businesses. Okay, what I would do is the way I would approach is obviously maybe it takes about 7 to 8 touch point before someone becomes your client. So they might see you becomes your client. So they might see you first. They might say, okay, let me think about it. Go is doing a Meta ads or Google ads straight away, because build it organically. Google ads straight away, because build it organically. Build a brand organically. You go out there, educate on social media about what you do as well.
You're just having a drink with friends, and then you don't want to be interrupted, but it's more of a casual environment that if you see an
emergency plumber in Birmingham or in Leeds, wherever city or town you're from, that's what most people do, look for emergency plumber. So it's those data and groups them together. Say I'm those data and groups them together. Say I'm manufacturer of cricket ball or bat, I sell those. When I manufacture of cricket ball or bat, I sell those. When I target on Meta, I'll target people like you, because you're more.
Over the last say 12 months, what win have you found in your business that you, with your clients or your own journey, didn't you celebrate enough?
I think that is a really good question. When we get results for our clients, although sometimes we don't hit the target, we still get them results. We still make them positive ROI. But I think even those you should it's a win, because if you look at long where you came, like when you started from where you are, your journey, every single step of the way is a win. Even and now is a win, because it teaches you what not to do.
Absolutely.
And most people always think, when they jump on the call with the Zoom call with a potential client, or when they go for a meeting and they get rejected, that's end of the world. Is not. You should reflect on that and say, look, why did the person say no? Is it because our prices? Maybe because they weren't convinced, there wasn't enough value. Because price, people just think, someone said no because of the price. Price is not an issue. There's an objection because there's an underlying issue. The person probably didn't see the value in your service or your product, or didn't align with your ethos, or what you're trying to achieve with them, or they didn't see the vision you're trying to portray to them. So it's never always the finance, because if you qualify that person and they've got they're doing certain turnover, money would never be, and they still reject you when you drop your price to them. It's not usually the price, it's the value. They don't see the value in your service. So if they say no, then it's a win in terms of like, why did you have to reflect on that and say, why did they say no, rather than why did they say yes? And that's very important. And a lot of business owners, they get caught up by saying, I wish I'll add X amount of business. You have to look at the negatives as well. And these are wins as well. For my, I think negatives are more wins. A rejection is more of a win than a win itself. Because once you know the objective, once you know why human psychology, because sales and marketing is all about human psychology. Once you understand that, then it's easy to sell. You know what I mean? Money is not the issue. Is providing value and solving someone's solution. And if someone says no to you, they don't see how you could solve their problem, if that makes sense.
It does. Thank you. What loss have you made that's helped shaped the way you do business today?
Well, loss. I mean, like,
Well, I suppose it could be the similar thing to
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
To you know.
I think one of the biggest mistake, the loss, if you want to call it a mistake, I made when I started my business. Yeah, I did this scattergun approach, but I basically it became an hobby. So when I reached certain turnover within my business, I was still doing that and I wasn't growing. And the biggest mistake is I was trying to say yes to everybody and trying to take on everybody as a client, and came to a point it was more of a nightmare having this smaller client. Not because with a smaller client, because they have a smaller budget, they expect you to do everything. You know what I mean? Whereas big organization, they know, if someone employs you for videography or video production, they will want you to do just that job. Where small business owners, oh, can you also do my social media? Yeah, can you do this? Can you do that? And when you're trying to scale and grow, you have to differentiate those potential clients, the ones that's gonna give you the headache, and the ones gonna leave you alone because they trust you. And one of my biggest loss was, after certain turnover, I was taking small businesses, startup, and that I thought, more the better. Sometimes it's not. And then when I really analyzed, and I had a business coach, he said, "Oh, you're doing everything wrong because you're trying to please everybody, and that's not where you're gonna grow. You're gonna burn yourself out."
Absolutely. So right now, what you're saying no to?
What am I saying no to is a business with a certain turnover, not because we are arrogant, but it's just because it's just they haven't got the budget to work with us, or like one man band or someone just starting off, because it's just even with the meta ads, example I gave you with the starting with the landing page of 300, that's just to get you going, just to see if the product is a market fit. Once you find a winning product, you have to have at least bare minimum, I would say, for meta ads, £1,000 a month, bare minimum, just to even split test different thing, and that's without even scaling, and that's on top of our charge we charge for our clients as well. So a small business, you can't charge them because if they're making I don't know, like if they're making £1,000 a month, they've got their wage to pay. In top of that, they might have one or two contractors they need to pay. In top of that, they've got probably softwares they're paying for, they need to pay. How are they going to afford your service? You know what I mean? End of the day, you have to understand that. So by trying to please everybody, doing justice for anybody.
Sure. What one tool or habit do you have every day that keeps you on track?
I think every day when I wake up, one of the things I like to do is keep my body and my mind fresh. So I try to go to the gym much as I can, because I think it's all works. I see a lot of business owners, they just focus on money, and your health is the number one currency you have. Health is your wealth, as they can say. So that's important. And more important thing is your attention, who you give your attention to, because nowadays it's easier to go in the go to social media in TikTok and just go through one thing and just lost in time. And time is the most important asset everybody else. Everyone's only 20 once, 30 once, 40 once. Money comes and goes, but time is something so valuable that you need to protect, and your attention. And now I try to do value my time more, my attention more, and my physical health as well. Try to much as I can.
Awesome. What's the goal, or in the next quarter? What do we need to achieve in the next quarter?
Sorry, in the next quarter, I want to expand my business out of UK. Maybe been to Dubai a few times, so looking to open possibly Ignitewebs down there as well in Dubai. But it's just finding the right people to work with and the right location. So that's in the pipeline for the near future. Immediate goal possibly just to scale more, do more outreach, and that's it really.
Okay. And what advice do you wish you ignored someone gave you advice, do this, but out of all of that, which advice do you wish that you did ignore?
To ignore, which advice to ignore? Listen to people that's giving you advice that they haven't done it themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. We try to take advice, especially your parents, your mates, and that they haven't been in the situation. Maybe they got 95. They give you advice, oh, do this, do that. But until you're in the trenches, it's very difficult. Not take advice. Take advice from people that's already done it.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. Yeah, thank you for that. Last and final question. What's the big dream?
Dream is to solve other people's problem, because it's not just making money. That will come. Is to serve other people, and also if they've got a problem, solve the problem for better. Like if it's a energy problem, renewable energy, there's so much problem out there in the world. If you could solve that in a business point of view and help others, then you'll get rewarded.
Yeah, awesome. Muktadir, thank you very much.
No problem.
I really enjoyed that conversation. I hope our listeners, everybody watching, took some value out of that. I thought there's some great insights talking about startups. I really enjoyed the part about the wait list. That's it's close to even in my toolbox of things to advise people. We're going to share all your social links on the content as well. So if people have got more questions, want to learn more about what you do, or are stuck at a particular point in that journey, I hope that they reach out to you.
Yeah,
and beyond that, I wish